Employees interviewed during the investigation described multiple incidents where they allegedly heard people having sex through the walls.
Hey, thanks for clicking on this video. I know some of you probably heard about this story already, but this federal judge got overheard having inappropriate interactions with a police officer, female judge, male police officer, in her chambers. Okay, they was a little bit too loud in there what they was doing. So we're gonna watch this news story. I think I have two clips that I'm gonna combine into one, so it's gonna switch at some point and look funny. But yeah, we're gonna watch these and then we're gonna talk about it. All right. Let's go.
A judge and a high-ranking Atlanta police official are at the center of explosive allegations.
It involves sexual encounters inside the judge's chambers during work hours.
According to this 20-page order from the chief judge over the 11th district. Now, the report does not name the judge, but for the last 2 days, I've been speaking with sources and going through public records to identify the accused after federal employees complained about hearing intimate noises through the walls.
These are serious allegations.
They're allegations of sexual encounters during work hours that a federal judge admitted to, according to this newly released judicial order. The report details an investigation launched after a complaint was filed against a federal judge last September.
I don't think judges are perfect. They're human beings, too.
Former federal prosecutor Doug Gilfillan says federal laws allow judges' identities to remain undisclosed in reports like these to protect the integrity of investigations.
However, the law requires an order like this one to be made public if there's an imposition of discipline.
The report claims the judge had sex on at least 5 occasions over a 2-year period inside her chambers with a high-ranking police officer. Employees interviewed during the investigation described multiple incidents where they allegedly heard people having sex through the walls. One court clerk testified to hearing what was described as unsettling noises, kissing, and music coming from the judge's chambers.
Now, you should know. I thought the judge's chambers was this secluded area where you couldn't hear nothing coming from there. That's what I thought. When I hear about judges' chambers, that's what I hear. Sound, that's what I see. A soundproof room, a soundproof office that, you know, you can't hear nothing that comes out of there. But I guess I guess that's not true.
Why should the everyday person care about these allegations?
The American legal system depends on honesty and truthfulness.
This investigative report did not identify the judge or the officer, but multiple sources confirmed to Channel 2 that federal Judge Eleanor Ross and Atlanta Police Deputy Chief Kelly Collier were the 2 accused. In the complaint, the judge's employee said she attended a primary election victory party for a district attorney on May 21st, 2024. A source provided Channel 2 this photo showing Ross at that party. The order also says the judge presided over a hearing the following day. Channel 2 obtained federal court records showing Ross presided over a supervised release hearing on May 22nd, 2024. And regarding the officer, the chief judge wrote the officer has worked for the PD since 1998, later adding that the officer has held this role since 2025. Atlanta police records show Collier joined the department in 1998, and his LinkedIn profile reflected a promotion in 2025. That LinkedIn page has since been taken down. I reached out to Ross, but a representative responded with no comment. The chief judge has already issued Ross a private reprimand, and she agreed to write apology letters to her employees. She was also reprimanded for attending a political event, as federal judges are prohibited from participating in political activities. The chief judge said harsher discipline was not imposed because of the judge's exemplary service to the court, along with the fact the judge ended the relationship and accepted responsibility.
In some ways, this is a self-inflicted wound, and it just shows further distrust in the system by the public, and that's just not something that we need right now.
And Atlanta police provided a statement this afternoon saying it launched an investigation to determine if the person mentioned in the federal report is an Atlanta police officer. Now, we've attempted to reach out to Collier and have not heard back. Reporting live in the newsroom, Ashley Lincoln, Channel 2 Action News.
When I first heard about this story and saw that the judge was having sex in her chambers, my first thought in my head, oh, she married. Because if she wasn't married, why are they doing it at work? You know? So yeah, she is married. They said they describe it as an extramarital affair in the articles. So yeah, I don't know what that marriage is gonna, if it's gonna keep going or not. But I've been there, where her husband is at. I've been there, married to a woman who was cheating. I've been there. My ex-wife did it. Okay. I've also been there to where it's a coworker. Okay. A lot of times that's what it is, because uh people who want to cheat, they spend a lot of time with people at work. So they get comfortable, get to know them at work. And a lot of affairs are because somebody got with a coworker. It happens like that. But I wouldn't wish that pain on anybody, cause that shit hurt. Like it hurts. Okay. I can laugh about it now, finally, because, I've dealt with the mental pain of it, but I wouldn't wish it on nobody. All right. It's not something to easily digest or to easily get over. At least in my experience, it wasn't. Even after the marriage is over, still feeling it, because you dedicated your life to this person. You expected to be with this person for the rest of your life. You put this person on a pedestal, and you celebrated her, you encouraged her, you cherished her, you fought for her in some instances. And then this is how they repay you. That shit hurt. It's not something easy to get over with, or get over it. It's not easy to get over it. It's not. I don't see people who do this as good people. You know what I mean? Because if you're gonna hurt the person that you promise to love and cherish for the rest of your life, I'm just your friend. You know what I mean? What would you do to me? You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? And I'm sure there's people on the internet calling for her job, but she can't be fired. She has to be impeached. She's a federal judge. She has to be impeached by Congress. And I don't think that will happen. And granted, her punishments aren't really punishments. They're not. What? She had to write some apology letters to the clerks who overheard her. Whoop-de-doo, you can you could get AI to write those. You know what I mean? Uh, she gets loss of eligibility to serve as chief judge. So she could never serve as chief judge. I guess that's a punishment. And the third one is no judicial conference committee service indefinitely. I don't know what they do at the judicial conference committee. Somebody tell me that in the comments. But to me, it just seemed like she getting out of work, getting to go home early, or getting to miss part of work. Like, how is that a punishment? I mean, does she get extra pay to go to those conferences? And she's not getting that. Okay, now that's a punishment. But if her pay doesn't change, that's just time off. Like, that's not a punishment. Like, like, I understand. Like, this has nothing to do with how she can do her job. You know, like if this happened away from the courts, away from work, there would be no punishment for these two. No punishment. The only reason there is a punishment, if you want to call them that, is because it happened at work. That's it. And it was going on for 2 years. They had, like the video said, 5 instances that they know of. To me, it's 5 instances that were overheard in those 2 years. And, you know, I'm sure those weren't the only times. I'm sure there were times away from work as well. But this is only an issue because it happened at work. There was no punishment for the officer that I found. But look, why do they do this? They say we can't name the people, but we can give you all the clues so you can easily figure it out. Like, I don't understand that. But you know, you named them without naming them is ridiculous. But you might as well put their names in there. That's what I'm saying. We know who they are. You might as well name them. I mean, it's just, you know, because I think if people were wrong about who these people are, I believe somebody would come out and say, no, it's not them, right? You wouldn't let innocent people be blamed. So just, you might as well put their names out there. It don't make no sense to me. But yeah, I don't think she should be impeached or anything. Now, if it's discovered that this officer got special treatment because of this affair, if, you know, his cases were in front of her and you know, she bent the rules for him, or she you know, ruled in, you know, his favor only because of this, yeah, she gotta go, you know, if that happened, you know. But if they don't find no evidence of that, you know, you know, she ain't cheat on them. Like, she ain't cheat on the court. You know what I mean? You know, so it has nothing to do with, you know, if it didn't affect her job at all, you know, I don't see no reason. But, you know, Congress might think different. Who knows? Congress might want to impeach her. I don't know. But what you think? You know, should she be impeached and lose her judgeship? I don't know if that's how you say it, but should she lose her job or not? Let me know what you think down in the comment section. I appreciate you watching. All right, this is Derrick J Unfiltered. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Catch you on the next one.